You know, I was thinking about this message, and as I was preparing for today and thinking about just enduring hardships and what does that look like, I think that we as Americans don't understand that God is always writing our story, and He's always taking care of us. Uh, he's looking out for us. I want to say that I'm blessed to be an American, and you know, when you look at life and you look at circumstances. We can talk about hardships on a whole different level. Today's a little bit of a heavy message, but I also think it's a message where I believe that there's so much truth here as we're journeying through Acts and we're getting through Acts that I hope that you can walk away and say, you know what, today I was encouraged. I was encouraged because I realized that bad things happen to good people. And we know that God is still with us. He's for us. He'll never leave us nor forsake us. He's always walking with us in the journey. And He loves you so much. If you have your Bible, I want you to turn, if you will, please, to Acts chapter 12. We're going to dive into Acts chapter 12. And we'll be reading verses 1 through 25. Acts 12, verses 1 through 25. As you turn there, today, I'm going to summarize as I kick off this message by saying this. Be prepared for challenges. We can expect hardships in life. We can stay on course by praying, and I think that's the emphasis today. I'm going to ask you a question. Have you ever had a hardship financially? Wow, we're a wealthy church. 4 people. Throughout your life. Have you had a hardship with your health? Yeah. Maybe a hardship with an addiction. Hardship with death. We could say, we probably can all say that we've had hardships. How about a hardship through divorce? Marriage. It's difficult. Life brings its obstacles and life brings hardships. The question is, are we going to endure those hardships? And how are we going to overcome those difficult moments in our life when our loved ones have betrayed us? When the people that we love so much, we've raised our children and then they walk away from us to never want to speak to us again. And you ask yourself this question, why this hardship? Why am I facing this difficult situation? The loss of a child, the loss of a loved one. Bob lost a nephew. Our heart goes out to you, been in our thoughts and prayers. Loss is difficult, and people will turn through loss, and it becomes this heavy moment of emotion where people will say, you know what, they'll shake their fists at God and say, why God? We could probably say that in every narrative of our life. We could literally say, why me, why you, and why God? Why did this happen? When I look in the scriptures, I think to myself, through this text in Acts, as we've been talking about the life of Stephen and Peter and James and those that were martyred for the love of Christ. Can't imagine what it would be like to be persecuted on a level. We're here today. And we're saying, it is well. It is well. Through it all, it's still well. It's still good because you are God and you are God alone. And I'm trusting in you today. The hard part is actually saying that I'm going to say, okay, it is well. It's all good. God knows something I don't know. When I started the church, my wife and I and a group of people, when we started it, we didn't know what the future was going to look like. We took that step of faith as we were growing the church. We didn't know that for the some that started with us, would they be with us forever? We hope and pray that everybody gets to go through those journeys. We've lost a lot of people. When I say that, lost by death. It's appointed unto man once to die, then they move on. But they had a season in their life where they were actively a part of New Hope. And yet God now has taken them home. and they could see through the windows clearly. Malachi, I don't know if that's the case. I've not been to heaven, but it says the windows of heaven. So I always say, I wonder if they could see through the windows of heaven. I doubt it. Who would ever want to come back here and look at this old world? But the reality is, I think more for us, the importance is that what do we do through those difficult times of hardship? Through the loss. And in the church, I really thought that, loving God, loving each other. Listen, I'm going to do something different that's never been done before. We're just going to love everybody, and they're going to love me back. That's a lie. Sometimes people don't even know how to love. Because of their hardships, they never experience that love. What does love look like? Love is different for each and every one of us. Love comes in different types of actions and ways that it's so difficult. But I've learned that, I want to be consistent. I want to love people the same all the time. Listen, if you've been at the Portage County Fair, which we call the Randolph Fair, will always be the Randolph Fair. Right, Gary? Anyhow, and, that's near and dear to all of us. But if you've been to the fair and you see people, there's people that you would run into that you don't run into. I mean, we do that. That's why you go to a fair. Sometimes you want to run into people. But no matter what, people have crossed your paths and you look at them and you say, oh, I just saw that school friend. And that school friend I didn't like. They were bullies. I don't like those people. That was a hardship for you when you were in high school. Yet you see them now and you want to put them in a headlock and give them a noogie. The reality is, hardships will come. Things happen. You know what? Bad things do happen to good people. And if there's anything that we've learned through this text in Acts and through the scriptures, is that when you're sold out, separated, and sanctified for Jesus, tribulations and trials are going to come, church. They are. And hardships are going to come. You know why? Because the enemy doesn't like you. Satan wants to destroy you and your fellowship with the Father. And I know that because I have seen it. And I've thought to myself over the 20 years of New Hope, how difficult is it to be able to say, man, look at the people that I thought we would lock arm in arm and we would just keep preaching Jesus and right into the kingdom. But because of their difficult situations, they fell away from the church. They fell away from community. They fell away from the relationships that they once had. And it's no different in our families. So yes, bad things happen to good people. Stephen, in his narrative, it was just this big. Yet he loved the Lord with all of his heart. And he wanted to preach the resurrected Christ, yet there was hardship that was there. And you're going to face hardship. I don't want to give it.